And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Chime. Now this is a game about making really weird creatures. Although the one here on the front of the box has a shark tail, the body of an eagle, and then the head of a stag. I love that concept. When I saw this one, I think it was at Essen, I was instantly eager to try it out. Now, unfortunately, the game itself was not in English, but you really don't need English. It would have helped a little bit, I guess. But I was able to print out an English copy of the rules and take a look at it. I hope it's good. At the beginning of the game, you're going to randomly place tiles here on the 4 seasons. There's a main tile and a secondary tile. It's going to tell you basically what's going to happen. So here we have a duel of champions, and here we have a banquet of love. But basically they're showing you the stats you want on the animals in those seasons. There's going to be piles of these tokens around from each player. And you say ready, set, go, and players are going to be quickly turning these over and placing them on their own, or you can place it on someone else's if it's still free. And so quickly, players are going to place these as fast as they can. Once that's done, players are going to now have a chance to create their own creature. You're not allowed to have 2 of the same creatures in your area, in each one. So for example, you can see that this top person here has 2 of the same. Oh no, they're not the same. They're different symbols. You'd have to have 2 of the same symbols. And I don't see that any of these have that, so I think all of them are okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spend some time trying to rearrange them. And as soon as someone's done rearranging them, they'll grab the timer, which gives everyone else 30 seconds to rearrange them. But let's pretend no one does that. And these are the ones we're stuck with. So we're going to just see what happens here. So we'll start in winter, I guess. Winter, it's all about fighting. Whoever has the most fighting symbols wins. So this person has 1, 2, 3, 4. This person has 3. First place, they get this. Second place, over here. And then in the fall, we're looking for fighting, and so red and yellow. No reds, 1 yellow. First place, no second. Obviously, that wouldn't have happened because you probably would have rearranged it to have some in there. And then, let's see, summer, we're looking for green and purple. 1 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purple. So that and that. And then down here, we're looking for blue and greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So first place and second place. Also, the first person to finish will draw one of these, and these are not in English, but it's like something everyone votes on. Like, so this would be an impossible one. Which one of these is impossible? And you have to vote, and you can't vote for your own, and then whoever gets this is going to get an extra 2 points. Players then start another year of doing this, and after several years, whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. There's also a few advanced rules where you can have special abilities of some of the different tiles, but that's basically how you play it. There's a lot of tiles in this game, and the artwork is okay. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's all yellow, right? I would have liked to see, I guess that you're putting these together. There's some of the special ability stuff. I like that you're putting these together, right? And these are all the tail ends of the creatures. But when you put them together, they have like a nondescript look to them. So when I look at this Camergot, it's interesting. It's a mixture of a snail, a turtle, and a chameleon. I guess it's Camergol. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting looking creature, but because it's all yellow, that takes away from the fun of it. I like that the backgrounds are different colors and all, but I'd rather the creatures been more vibrant because the whole fun of this game is putting together the creatures. Everything else is fine, sand timer and the thing in the middle. Well, it's okay, the game. It's a speed game. I'm not a real big fan of the fact that you can take these animal parts and stick them on someone else's. It's just a big mess, right, of people throwing things around. I'll put this on yours. I'll put this over here. This has a lot of blue symbols. There's almost no blue symbols needed. It's going to you. It's just, they're just obvious things, right? But because of that, there's hands reaching across the table. This whole first speed putting the creatures together. The second part's much more interesting. I'm like, okay, these are the creatures I have. Now, how am I going to change them around so that they can do their best in each season? I like that. The voting for the most beautiful or the weirdest or the strangest or most ridiculous, that's okay. It's kind of a minor thing, but it's mostly just speed, get the tiles you need, rearrange them to try to win as many things as you can and get points. And it continues, and it's almost like this multi-round game would have been okay with 2 rounds, maybe even just 1, because it's really not that exciting of a game. And like I said, a visual look on the animals would have really helped out a lot. And because they don't have that, it's kind of like, So I like the idea of it. I think it could have been better implemented. The game's bright and cheerful colored, but the one thing that should be colorful and interesting, the animals, is non-existent. It would be probably better if also the names were in English. Maybe I could laugh more about the names of the animals, but I think in the long run, that doesn't matter too much, and I don't think this game's ever going to make it to English anyway. So it's a speed game, but it's a little bit forgettable of one, even though I did like the concept. Dice Tower Judgment, it's a speed game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.